Hi guys, it's Tamara with Homegrown Devotion Homestead. I hope you guys are so good. So we went to Homesteaders of America a few weeks ago. We were so excited. Our first time, we jumped on those tickets when they became available and we had such a great time. However, I am a person who likes to look and research before I do anything, especially with a bunch of children. So I was looking for videos that gave me a few tips about how to do it with children, and I could not find one. So I wanted to go ahead and create one. So I wanted to give you some tips if you were interested in going to Homesteaders of America, but were kind of didn't know how you were going to do it. Should I bring the kids? Should I not bring the kids? I wanted to provide some tips that may help you. So a couple things before I start on these wonderful tips. I had a great time. We all had a great time. My husband had a great time. The kids had a great time. We met friends new and old. We met a lot of people that we follow on YouTube. We were able to talk to Fit Farmer for a little bit, and his family is beautiful. And we also got to meet with Justin and Rebecca Rhodes. They were great, and they also gave me some tips about how to incorporate my children into our homestead, which was amazing. We got to meet people that we didn't even know, but we felt like we've known for years. I really love that aspect of it. My kids met friends. There were all kind of vendors available there. There was a prayer table, so you could go and get prayer, and that was from Pork Rind. He had a prayer table, which was awesome. You got to sample amazing goat cheese, and my favorite vendor is a company that we use all the time is Redmond's Real Salt. So I know a lot of homesteaders use Redmond's because it's amazing. It's pure, it has amazing minerals. The taste is awesome and uncomparable. But I didn't know that they had certain other products because I just kind of stuck with the salt. But I was able to try their electrolyte drink, which I think is amazing. If you haven't tried it, and you need something to help you stay hydrated, this is it. It's pure ingredients. It comes in, I believe, 4 different flavors. So I stocked up on these. It also comes in a little tub. So if you wanted this one, like for home, you could do that, and this one on the go. But I'm so glad that I found this because it's been in my daily rotation now every day. And if you're interested in trying it, go ahead and go to my description box. I will have a code there for you so you can get 15% off, or you can just enter Homegrown Devotion and that will also give you 15% off. So the tips that I would suggest if you're going to Homesteaders of America with children. Number 1, bring a wagon. Listen, when you have kids, I have 4. Our oldest is going to be 9. Our youngest is 2. I mean, not everything fits in a stroller. Even if you have a nice stroller with a big bottom to it, climbing in and out is not super easy. So bring a wagon. That way your swag that you get, I mean, we were blessed with so many things there from just different vendors. So your swag, the things that you purchase, and also your children. They're gonna get tired of walking around, so you can pull them in the wagon. I think the second day, my 5-year-old took advantage of that wagon. She had a blanket. She was pulled everywhere she wanted to go. So bring a wagon. It comes in handy to carry everything. We also had a little cooler with us because that leads me to tip number 2. Bring snacks and bring your lunch. As homesteaders, or people that tend to lean on the more healthy way of eating, you want to make sure that you know what's in your food and that you have good food available to you. Homesteaders of America did a great job at having food trucks there in the beginning, so you could go and feed your family. However, feeding a family of 6 at a food truck can be very expensive. Also, and most importantly to me, I just thought seed oils, and we're trying to avoid them. So I went and stocked up on organic meats and just cheese sticks, crackers, fruit, veggies, things like that that the kids enjoy. And so we ate lunch there as we walked, and we had snacks at our disposal, and that worked out great for us. So number 3, and this was funny because we initially rented an Airbnb for this trip. And then my spirit was just like, you need to check on your Airbnb. And so when I checked it, I realized it was like 50 miles away from the event. So my bad. So I went ahead and canceled that Airbnb, and the only thing I could find close was a hotel. It was about 20 minutes away. Fine. But my kids were really upset that we were staying in a hotel. They could not believe that we were being in a hotel. They really wanted an Airbnb because that's what they're used to. However, they were onto something, because when you stay at a hotel with 4 children, it's really, how can I say, it's a little stressful because you have people under you, you have people on the side of you. When my 2-year-old was upset and tired and crying at, 11:30, midnight, I was worried about the people next to me. At an Airbnb, you have your own space. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to worry about anybody running across the floor, disturbing the people behind, under you, but also you get to cook. So you can have a refrigerator there and you're able to cook food and you don't have to worry about the whole food aspect. So if you're going to go with your children, I would suggest, if possible, to get an Airbnb. If not, get a little room with a kitchenette, something that you can make food with or make it easier for you during this trip. Number 3, okay. So my husband and I were going back and forth whether we were going to come a day early, which we had initially planned, or we were going to come up just early that day and just head right to the fairgrounds. Thank the Lord that we came up a day early, because we're about 5 hours away. And so all that driving with 4 children, then we got to relax. We got to have dinner. We got to go to bed early, wake up early, and just enjoy our morning. Instead of driving for 5 hours, we would have had to leave here at a terrible hour, drive all that time, and then just hit the fairgrounds. We would have been tired, cranky. I'm so glad we came up a day early. So do that. Come up a day early, and if possible, don't leave the same night of the event. So we left the event probably around 1 or 2, and we still had 5 hours, 6 hours to drive back home. So if I could have done it again, I would have stayed one more night just to kind of rest up, and then we could have enjoyed the drive a little better. My husband would have been well rested while he drove. We did great, but still, it just would have been a little easier. So that's another tip. Let's see. Oh, bring cash. Sorry, I keep looking down because I have a little notebook that I wrote down little points that I wanted to touch on. Bring cash. And bring lots of cash. Think about the things that you want to buy. Look at the vendors that are going to be there and kind of purpose in your mind to decide what you want to get. Because 2 reasons. Number 1, the internet is a little shady, and so it wasn't working sometimes. So if you only had a card, you couldn't buy anything. But a lot of vendors only took cash or like Venmo or PayPal. So that's number 1. Number 2 is they were offering a lot of sales. So if you needed canning jars, you could have stocked up there for cheaper than you would have online. Or if you needed Redmond salt, you could have gotten it there instead of just purchasing it online. So bring cash, do your research, seeing who's going to be there, what's going to be there, so that you know what you want to buy. You go in kind of with a plan, and have space in your car for it, and in your wagon. That's when you can put it in your wagon and push it around the fairgrounds. Let's see, anything else? There's a couple things that I really enjoy. I enjoyed the whole conference. I thought it was great. I cannot wait till next year. We did a lot of talks. Not a lot. We probably did 3. We heard 3 speakers, and I love that they had different speakers in different places around the fairgrounds. Now, they had a main barn where they had some speakers in there, and I was not going to tackle that with 4 children, trying to keep everybody quiet, sitting down. That just was not going to happen. But they had speakers in some of the big tents outside, which was great. So while the speakers are speaking, we're sitting to the side or to the back, and all the kids are playing together in the field. There was tons of children. So there would be children for your children to play with. And there was this famous wooden train that everybody loved. So be prepared to stop by that 10 times during your trip. But yes, so I loved being able to sit in the back of the conference area, whichever speaker we wanted to listen to, and still be able to hear and listen, and also keep an eye on my children. There's one thing I regret. My son, who is just like his mother, there is not a stranger that he meets. He makes friends with everybody. He's the sweetest child. He met a lot of good little boys, and very like-minded, and they played together very well. And when we left, we just said, okay, see you next year. What I wish I would have thought of was to have him bring some sort of, or me bring some sort of like address book and talk to the parents and maybe create some sort of pen pal relationship. Most of the kids there are homeschooled, not all of them probably, but a lot of them are. And so that's a great homeschool lesson. Making friends, learning to write letters, practicing spelling, all of that stuff goes into it, and just building relationships and community, which is so important. It's so important to have a strong community these days. So that's one of the things that I will do next year. I'll make sure that I get in touch with the moms and the parents, and that way they can exchange information, and then the boys can stay in touch with each other and look forward to seeing each other the following year. So if you've seen us there, reach out in the comments. If you played with my kids, let me know. As far as any more tips, I think that's it. If you went to Homesteaders of America this year and you have any tips that you learned or you found worked well for your family, please put those in the comments. I cannot wait till those tickets go on sale for next year. And I'm super excited because I am going to the Homesteaders of America Women's Retreat coming up soon. So if you're going to be there, please look for me. Oh, and if you watch this video, please look for me. So if you plan on going next year, or you wanted to go this year but wasn't sure, or you weren't sure about how it would work with the children, just know that there are a lot of things for the children to do, that they had a great time. My family and I had a great time. We had a great time meeting people. We held baby piggies and petted llamas or alpacas. I can't remember which one they were, but they were adorable. The ones that don't spit, that's what maybe they both spit. Well, they said these didn't spit, so that's why we petted them. We saw goats and rabbits and all kinds of things. We were able to support other vendors, and it was just great. It was a great time all around. Thank you so much for being here with me. Hopefully these tips help you out if you are questioning whether you should go with children or not. And again, if you have any other tips, please put them in the comment section. I would love to know so we can prepare for our trip for next year. And if you want to try Redmond's electrolyte drink, they have so many different products. They have seasonings, they have toothpaste. It's amazing. If you want to try it with a discount, go ahead and go to the description box. I will put my link there, or you can just enter Homegrown Devotion for 15% off on your purchase. Thank you so much for your support. Please remember to like and subscribe, and just share the video if you think somebody else would benefit from it. I hope you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you guys soon.